The arrival. The sleek, silver shuttle glided through the iridescent atmosphere of Xenon 7, its stabilizers barely trembling as it descended towards the sprawling campus of the Galactic Academy of Sciences. Inside, Zara Martinez clutched the edge of her seat, her heart racing with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The 22-year-old human had dreamed of this moment since she first learned of the exchange program between Earth and the Galactic Confederation. Now, as the first human to ever set foot in the Academy, she felt the weight of her species' reputation resting squarely on her shoulders. As the shuttle touched down on the landing pad with a soft hiss, Zara took a deep breath, steeling herself for what lay ahead. The doors slid open, revealing a welcoming committee that looked like it had sprung from the pages of a surrealist painting. Beings of all shapes, sizes, and compositions stood before her, some with multiple limbs, others seemingly made of pure energy, and a few that defied easy categorization. At the forefront stood a tall, willowy creature with skin that shimmered like mother of pearl. It stepped forward, extending a graceful tendril in what Zara assumed was a greeting. "Welcome to the Galactic Academy of Sciences, Zara Martinez of Earth," it said, its voice a melodious trill that seemed to bypass her ears and resonate directly in her mind. "I am Professor Lyrexa, Dean of Interspecies Relations. We are honored to have you join us." Zara smiled, hoping her expression translated across species barriers. "Thank you, Professor Lyrexa. I'm thrilled to be here and grateful for this opportunity." She reached out, gently touching the offered tendril in what she hoped was an appropriate gesture of respect. A ripple of murmurs swept through the assembled aliens. Zara caught fragments of conversations, her universal translator struggling to keep up with the variety of languages being spoken simultaneously. "So fragile-looking. Heard their planet is constantly trying to kill them. Wonder if it's true about their cognitive limitations." Zara felt her cheeks flush, but she kept her composure. She'd expected this kind of reaction. After all, humans were newcomers to the galactic stage, and their homeworld's classification as a deathworld had preceded them. Professor Lyrexa gestured towards the grand edifice of the Academy, its crystalline spires stretching impossibly high into the violet sky. "Please, allow me to show you to your quarters. Once you've had a chance to settle in, we'll begin your orientation." As they walked, Zara couldn't help but marvel at her surroundings. The campus was a blend of organic and technological marvels, with buildings that seemed to grow from the very ground and pathways that shimmered with barely contained energy. Students of countless species moved about, some flying, others gliding, and a few that seemed to teleport short distances. "I must admit," Professor Lyrexa said as they entered a towering structure that Zara assumed was a dormitory, "we were quite surprised when Earth petitioned to join the exchange program. Your species is, well, let's say you have a reputation for being rather unpredictable." Zara nodded, choosing her words carefully. "We're aware that our methods and thought processes can seem unusual to other species. That's part of why I'm here, to learn from you, and hopefully to show that humans have something valuable to offer in return." The professor's skin rippled in what Zara interpreted as amusement. "Well said, young one. Here we are, your new home for the duration of your stay." The door slid open, revealing a spacious room that seemed to shift and change even as Zara looked at it. "The quarters are adaptive," Professor Lyrexa explained. "They will adjust to your physiological needs and preferences over time. For now, we set them to Earth-standard gravity and atmosphere." Zara stepped inside, marveling at the technology that could so easily replicate the conditions of a planet light years away. "It's incredible," she breathed. "Rest now," the professor said. "Tomorrow, you'll meet your fellow students and receive your first assignment. I look forward to seeing how you adapt." With that, Professor Lyrexa glided away, leaving Zara alone with her thoughts. She moved to the window, gazing out at the alien landscape before her. The twin moons of Xenon 7 were rising, casting a soft, blue glow over the campus. Zara felt a mix of emotions wash over her: excitement, nervousness, and a fierce determination. She knew that many in the Galactic Confederation viewed humans as primitive, volatile, even dangerous. But she was here to prove them wrong, to show that humanity's unique experiences on their challenging homeworld had forged them into problem solvers and innovators unlike any the galaxy had seen. As she prepared for bed, Zara couldn't help but wonder what challenges awaited her. The Academy was known for its rigorous curriculum and mind-bending assignments. How would she, a human from a Deathworld, measure up against beings who had evolved in environments of relative safety and technological superiority? The next morning arrived with a soft chime from the room's environmental systems. Zara woke feeling refreshed, the adaptive bed having provided the perfect support for her human physiology. She dressed quickly in the standard Academy uniform, a sleek, form-fitting suit that seemed to shift colors depending on the angle of light. As she made her way to the central auditorium for the welcoming ceremony, Zara couldn't help but notice the stares and whispers that followed her. Some aliens recoiled slightly as she passed, while others leaned in, seemingly fascinated by her appearance. The auditorium was a vast, dome-shaped space that seemed larger on the inside than should have been possible. Thousands of students from across the galaxy were gathered, creating a tapestry of colors, shapes, and textures that took Zara's breath away. As she found her seat, a gelatinous being oozed into the spot next to her, its translucent body rippling with bioluminescent patterns. "Greetings, Earth being," it burbled, a tendril extending in what Zara assumed was a friendly gesture. "I am Blorp, third cycle student of xenobiology. You are the human everyone is talking about, yes?" Zara smiled, gently touching the offered tendril. "That's right, I'm Zara. It's nice to meet you, Blorp." Before they could converse further, a hush fell over the auditorium. At the center of the stage, a holographic image flickered to life, coalescing into the form of a being that seemed to be composed entirely of swirling energy. "Welcome, students of the galaxy." The being's voice resonated through the space, bypassing ears and speaking directly to minds. "I am Arkansixis, overseer of the Galactic Academy of Sciences. You have been chosen from among trillions to study here, to push the boundaries of knowledge and understanding." The Arkan's form shifted, images of distant stars and complex equations swirling within its energy matrix. "This year, we are pleased to welcome our first student from the newly discovered world of Earth. Let us extend our tentacles, pseudopods, and other appropriate appendages in greeting to Zara Martinez." Suddenly, every eye, ocular cluster, and sensory organ in the auditorium turned towards Zara. She felt her cheeks flush but managed to stand and offer a small wave. To commemorate this historic occasion, the Arkan continued, "We have prepared a special inaugural assignment. All first cycle students will be tasked with solving a problem that has puzzled our greatest minds for centuries. The nature of this challenge will be revealed tomorrow. Prepare yourselves, for this will test the very limits of your cognitive abilities." A ripple of excitement and apprehension swept through the crowd. Zara felt a mix of anticipation and dread. What kind of problem could stump the most brilliant minds in the galaxy? And how could she, a human with comparatively primitive education, hope to contribute? As the assembly dispersed, Zara found herself surrounded by a diverse group of alien students, all curious about the newcomer from the mysterious Deathworld. A crystalline being that chimed softly as it moved asked, "Is it true that your species only recently achieved faster than light travel? How can you hope to compete here?" Before Zara could respond, a hovering cloud of sentient gas interjected. "I heard that humans have to sleep for a third of their day cycle. How inefficient. No wonder your technological progress is so slow." Zara took a deep breath, reminding herself that their comments came from curiosity rather than malice. "It's true that we're newcomers to galactic society," she said carefully. "But humans have a saying, necessity is the mother of invention. Our challenging environment has taught us to think creatively and adapt quickly. I'm here to learn, but also to show you a different way of approaching problems." Her words seemed to give the aliens pause. Glorp, who had followed her from the auditorium, rippled with what Zara interpreted as approval. "Well spoken, Zara human. I, for one, am curious to see how your Deathworld home skills will fare in tomorrow's challenge." As the day progressed, Zara attended introductory lectures on advanced quantum mechanics, multidimensional calculus, and xenobiology. While some concepts were familiar, others were so far beyond her understanding that she felt a creeping sense of doubt. Had she bitten off more than she could chew? That evening, as she sat in her adaptive quarters reviewing the day's lessons, Zara's communicator chimed. A message from Professor Lurexa appeared. "Zara, I hope your first day has been illuminating. Remember, you were chosen for this program not just for your academic achievements, but for the unique perspective you bring. Tomorrow's challenge will test more than just your knowledge. It will test your ability to think in ways our traditional students might not. Rest well and trust in your human ingenuity. The galaxy is watching." Zara lay back on her bed, staring up at the holographic display of Earth's night sky that she had programmed into the room's environmental systems. The familiar constellations brought a sense of comfort, reminding her of home and everything she represented. As she drifted off to sleep, Zara's mind raced with possibilities. What would tomorrow's challenge entail? And how could she prove that humanity's unique evolution on a Deathworld had prepared them not just to survive, but to thrive among the stars? Little did Zara know that her approach to the coming assignment would not only surprise her alien classmates, but would set in motion a chain of events that would challenge the very foundations of galactic scientific thought. The quantum conundrum. The next morning, Zara awoke to a gentle vibration from her adaptive bed, its smart sensors detecting her optimal wake-up time. As she prepared for the day, a holographic notification materialized in the air before her. All first-cycle students report to Quantum Nexus Chamber 42 Epsilon for assignment briefing. Prepare for cognitive enhancement protocols. Zara's heart raced. Cognitive enhancement protocols. She'd heard whispers about the Academy's advanced learning techniques, but this sounded far beyond anything available on Earth. As she made her way through the twisting bioorganic corridors of the Academy, Zara found herself walking alongside Blorp, the gelatinous xenobiology student she met yesterday. Excited for the big reveal, Earth friend, Blorp burbled, a cascade of colors rippling through its translucent form. Zara nodded, trying to mask her nervousness. "Absolutely. Though I'm not sure what to expect from these cognitive enhancement protocols." Blorp's form jiggled in what Zara had come to recognize as laughter. "Oh, you're in for a treat. It's like, imagine drinking a supernova through a straw made of pure knowledge. Exhilarating, but it can leave you a bit wibbly-wobbly afterward." Before Zara could inquire further about feeling wibbly-wobbly, they arrived at Quantum Nexus Chamber 42 Epsilon. The entrance was a shimmering portal that seemed to exist in multiple states simultaneously, both open and closed, here and not here. As students from various species filed in, Zara noticed that many were wearing what looked like delicate circlets around their heads, or equivalent sensory organs. A hovering drone approached her, extending a similar device. "Quantum cognition amplifier," the drone explained in a crisp, artificial voice. "Please place it on your cranium for optimal synaptic interfacing." Zara hesitantly took the circlet, its cool metal seeming to pulse with hidden energy. As she placed it on her head, she felt a slight tingle, as if her thoughts were suddenly more expansive. The chamber itself was a marvel of alien architecture. The walls seemed to breathe, pulsating with complex equations and multidimensional models. At the center stood Professor Lurexa, their pearlescent form glowing with an inner light. "Welcome, bright minds of the galaxy," Lurexa's voice resonated directly in Zara's mind, a side effect of the cognition amplifier. "Today, you face a challenge that has confounded our greatest thinkers for eons. Behold." With a graceful gesture, Lurexa summoned a holographic display. It showed a swirling vortex of energy, at the center of which pulsed a tiny, almost infinitesimal point of light. This, Lyraxa continued, is the paradox singularity. A phenomenon observed at the edge of a supermassive black hole in the Andromeda Galaxy. It defies all known laws of physics, existing in a state of quantum superposition on a macro scale. Your task is to explain its existence and propose a method to stabilize it for study. A chorus of gasps and excited murmurs filled the chamber. Zara felt her head spin, not just from the complexity of the problem, but from the rush of information flooding her enhanced mind. You have access to the Academy's entire database of scientific knowledge, Lyraxa explained. The cognitive amplifiers will allow you to process and synthesize information at an accelerated rate. You have until the third moonrise to submit your proposals. Begin. The chamber erupted into a flurry of activity. Students interfaced with floating data terminals, their minds diving deep into oceans of information. Some entered trance-like states, their consciousness seemingly projecting into the models before them. Zara took a deep breath, trying to center herself amidst the overwhelming influx of data. Her amplified mind raced through complex theories and esoteric models, making connections faster than she thought possible. Hours passed like minutes. Zara found herself deep in a flow state, her consciousness expanding to grapple with concepts that would have been incomprehensible to her just days ago. Yet, as she delved deeper into the problem, she felt a nagging sense that something was off. It was during a brief respite, as she gazed out a window at the alien landscape of Xenon 7, that inspiration struck. The solution wasn't in the vast database of galactic knowledge. It was in something far more humble, something uniquely human. With renewed energy, Zara dove back into her work, her approach now radically different from her peers. As the deadline approached, she finalized her proposal, a mix of excitement and trepidation coursing through her. The third moon of Xenon 7 crested the horizon, its emerald light signaling the end of the challenge. Professor Lyraxa reappeared, their form now a swirling nebula of colors. Time's up, young scholars. Your proposals will now be evaluated by the Quantum Oversoul, our most advanced artificial intelligence. Results will be announced tomorrow at dawn. Rest well. For those whose ideas show promise, will move on to the practical application phase. As the students filed out, minds buzzing and bodies drained from the intense cognitive workout, Zara found herself approached by Blorb and a silicon-based life form she hadn't met before. By the void that was intense. Blorb exclaimed, its form undulating with exhaustion. I've never felt so cosmically small and infinitely large at the same time. How did you fare, Zara human? Zara managed a tired smile. It was unlike anything I've ever experienced. I'm not sure if my approach made any sense, to be honest. I took a bit of an unconventional route. The silicon being, its crystalline structure glinting in the light of the setting suns, chimed in with a voice like tinkling glass. Unconventional. How so? Surely you use the standard model of quantum chromodynamics as a baseline. Zara hesitated, suddenly feeling out of her depth. Well, not exactly. I actually based my solution on cooking. There was a moment of stunned silence, followed by a burst of laughter from her alien companions. Cooking. Blorp burbled, its form jiggling uncontrollably. Oh, Zara human, you are a delight. To think, using primitive sustenance preparation as a model for quantum physics. As they parted ways, Zara couldn't help but feel a pang of doubt. Had she made a terrible mistake? Would her primitive human approach doom her chances at the Academy before they'd truly begun? Little did she know, her unique perspective was about to send shockwaves through the galactic scientific community, challenging centuries of established theory and opening up new frontiers of discovery. As Zara drifted off to sleep that night, her dreams were filled with swirling vortexes of quantum energy and the comforting aroma of her grandmother's kitchen. Somewhere in the vast expanse of her unconscious mind, these two worlds were colliding, forming connections that would soon reshape the very fabric of galactic science. The culinary cosmos. Dawn broke on Xenon 7, its triple suns painting the sky in a kaleidoscope of colors never seen on Earth. Zara stood before the grand amphitheater of the Galactic Academy, her heart pounding with a mixture of anticipation and dread. Around her, thousands of alien students buzzed with excitement, their varied forms creating a living tapestry of galactic diversity. Suddenly, the air shimmered, and a colossal hologram materialized above the amphitheater. It was the Quantum Oversoul, its form a constantly shifting masterpiece of fractal patterns and pulsing energy. "Greetings, seekers of knowledge," the A's voice resonated through the very atoms of every being present. "We have analyzed your proposals for the Paradox Singularity Challenge. Many were innovative, some were brilliant, but one was revolutionary." A hush fell over the crowd. Zara felt her knees weaken. "Zara Martinez of Earth," the Quantum Oversoul announced, its tone carrying a hint of what could only be described as awe. "Your culinary cosmos theory has redefined our understanding of quantum mechanics. Please enlighten your peers." All eyes, optical sensors, and sensory appendages turned to Zara. With a deep breath, she stepped forward, her voice amplified by the amphitheater's psychic resonators. "Thank you," she began, her voice steadier than she felt. "My approach was inspired by a uniquely human practice, cooking, specifically the art of emulsification." A confused murmur rippled through the crowd. Zara pressed on. "On Earth, we combine ingredients that shouldn't mix, like oil and water, by rapidly agitating them. This creates a temporary stable state where opposing forces coexist. I propose that the paradox singularity is a cosmic emulsion, a point where conflicting laws of physics are whisked together by the intense gravitational forces of the black hole." The holographic display shifted, showing a simulation of Zara's theory. Quantum particles danced and swirled, behaving like cosmic oil and water being forced into coexistence. "But here's the key," Zara continued, her confidence growing. "In cooking, we use emulsifiers to stabilize these mixtures. I hypothesized that dark matter acts as a cosmic emulsifier, allowing the paradox singularity to maintain its impossible state of superposition." The amphitheater erupted into a cacophony of excited chatter, tentacles waving, and bioluminescent displays flashing in alien expressions of awe and disbelief. Professor Luraksa glided forward, their pearlescent forms shimmering with excitement. "Remarkable, Zara. But how do you propose we test this theory?" Zara grinned, her eyes sparkling with the thrill of scientific discovery. "We cook, of course, on a quantum scale." What followed was a whirlwind of activity. The Academy's most advanced quantum kitchen, a facility previously used for studying the culinary preferences of gas giant inhabitants, was repurposed for Zara's experiment. Days blurred into nights as Zara worked alongside a team of the galaxy's brightest minds. They used quantum whisks to agitate subatomic particles, cosmic bowls to contain microsingularities, and neutron star-dense ingredients to simulate extreme gravitational conditions. The air crackled with energy as they prepared their quantum feast. Blorp, now Zara's unofficial assistant, wobbled with excitement as it manipulated controls with its gelatinous pseudopods. "Quantum heat at 99.9% of Planck temperature," Blorp burbled. "Dark matter emulsifier primed," chimed in Xizix, a silicon being, its crystalline form vibrating at frequencies that made nearby equipment resonate. Zara stood before the quantum cooker, a device that looked like a cross between a hadron collider and a planetary-scale KitchenAid mixer. "Initiating final sequence," she announced, her voice steady despite the magnitude of the moment. With a gesture that was part scientific precision and part culinary flair, Zara activated the device. The air itself seemed to hold its breath. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a flash that momentarily outshone Xenon 7's three suns, a miniature paradox singularity blossomed into existence within the quantum cooker. Cheers erupted throughout the lab. Alien scientists embraced with appendages of all shapes and sizes, Professor Lyrix's form glowed so brightly they became almost transparent, but Zara's eyes remained fixed on the swirling vortex of quantum energy before her. It pulsed and danced, defying the very laws of physics yet existing in perfect, stable harmony. "We did it," she whispered, all evident in her voice. "We cooked up a cosmos." The implications of Zara's discovery spread through the galactic scientific community faster than superluminal communication could carry it. The culinary cosmos theory opened up new avenues of research in fields ranging from faster-than-light travel to energy production on a scale previously thought impossible. As the excitement settled into focused scientific inquiry, Zara found herself at the center of a paradigm shift in galactic physics. Her unique human perspective, combining the cosmic with the mundane, had bridged a gap in understanding that had stymied alien scientists for millennia. Later that evening, as Zara sat in the Academy's multi-species cafeteria, she was approached by Archon Zixis himself, the energy being's form crackling with barely contained excitement. "Zara Martinez," the Archon's voice resonated in her mind. "Your work has shown us that true innovation often comes from the most unexpected places. The galaxy has long viewed Earth as a primitive, dangerous world, but now we see that those very challenges have forged in your species a unique way of thinking, one that may well revolutionize our understanding of the universe itself." Zara smiled, a mix of pride and humility washing over her. "Thank you, Archon. I'm just glad I could contribute, though I have to admit, I never thought my grandmother's cooking lessons would lead to this." The Archon's form pulsed with what Zara interpreted as laughter. "Indeed, it seems we have much to learn from Earth's, what do you call them, chefs?" As news of Zara's breakthrough spread, the galaxy's perception of humanity began to shift. The term Deathworlder was no longer whispered with fear or derision, but with a new sense of respect and curiosity. And in kitchens across the cosmos, beings of all species began to look at their cooking utensils with newfound wonder, pondering the cosmic secrets that might be unlocked with a simple whisk and bowl. Little did they know, Zara's culinary-inspired breakthrough was just the appetizer. The main course of human ingenuity was yet to come, and it would change the face of galactic civilization forever. The memeification of science. As Zara's culinary cosmos theory sent ripples through the scientific community, an unexpected phenomenon began to take shape. The concept of cooking up a cosmos caught the imagination of beings across the galaxy, spawning a new form of communication that spread faster than light itself, cosmic memes. It started innocently enough. A Zorblaxian student created a holographic animation of Zara in a chef's hat, whisking a miniature galaxy into existence. The caption read, "When life gives you quarks, make quark 'em all." The meme exploded across the galactic dotosphere, mutating and evolving at a pace that baffled xenosociologists. Soon, the hallowed halls of the Galactic Academy were buzzing with students exchanging increasingly absurd and hilarious takes on Zara's discovery. "I can't believe it," Zara muttered, scrolling through her quantum-entangled social media feed. "They've turned my research into a dank meme of a friend." Blorp burbled excitedly, its gelatinous form vibrating with barely contained glee. "Isn't it glorious? Your human concept of humor is spreading through the scientific community faster than a quantum-tunneling particle." Zara couldn't help but laugh as she came across a particularly ridiculous meme. It showed a cartoonish black hole wearing a chef's toque, with the caption, "Spaghettification," more like spaghetti-thification. But amidst the laughter and seemingly frivolous content, something extraordinary was happening. The memes were making complex scientific concepts accessible to a broader audience across the galaxy. Species that had long viewed science as a dry, incomprehensible field were suddenly engaging with cutting-edge theories through the medium of humor. Professor Lyrexa, initially perplexed by the phenomenon, began to see its potential. "Zara," they chimed, their pearlescent forms shimmering with excitement, "I believe your human knack for memeification may be as revolutionary as your culinary cosmos theory. We must harness this power for education. And so, Operation Menducation was born. Zora found herself at the helm of a new department at the Academy, dedicated to translating complex scientific concepts into easily digestible, shareable content. The results were nothing short of miraculous. Enrollment in advanced physics courses skyrocketed across the galaxy. Species that had long been considered intellectually limited by the galactic community were suddenly producing brilliant scientific theories, all sparked by their engagement with cosmic memes. One meme in particular caught Zora's attention. It showed a simplistic drawing of two particles with little hearts between them. The caption read, "Quantum entanglement, still a better love story than neutron star-crossed lovers." You know, Zora mused, staring at the meme, there might be something to this idea of quantum emotions. That offhand comment led to a breakthrough in quantum computing. By modeling quantum states after complex emotional patterns, Zora and her team created the first truly sentient AI, capable of understanding and replicating the nuanced emotional states of various galactic species. The Galactic Council, initially skeptical of the meme phenomenon, couldn't ignore the results. In a historic move, they officially recognized memiology as a legitimate scientific discipline. Zora found herself addressing the council, an array of holographic projections representing leaders from across the cosmos. "Distinguished representatives," she began, fighting to keep a straight face, "I stand before you today to present the latest breakthrough in meme-driven science, the Higgs boson particle." A ripple of confused murmurs spread through the council. Zora grinned and activated a holographic display. It showed a subatomic particle wearing sunglasses and a tiny business suit. By applying the principles of cool to quantum chromodynamics, we've discovered a particle that not only gives mass to other particles, but also assigns them corporate roles within the atomic structure. The council chamber erupted in a mixture of groans, laughter, and genuine scientific curiosity. It was the perfect encapsulation of the new era of galactic science, serious inquiry wrapped in a layer of absurdist humor. As the presentation concluded, the Arcturian representative, a being of pure thought, pulsed with amused approval. "Ms. Martinez, your species continues to astound us. Who would have thought that the key to unlocking the universe's secrets lay not just in complex equations, but in the ability to make others laugh while learning?" Zora beamed with pride. "Well, counselor, as we say on Earth, if you can't beat them, meme M." The phrase, nonsensical as it was, quickly became the unofficial slogan of the galaxy's scientific community. Research labs began holding meme contests alongside their serious work, finding that the creative thinking required for meme making often led to innovative breakthroughs in their fields. But it wasn't all laughter and light-hearted discovery. As meme science spread, it began to uncover darker aspects of the universe. A particularly viral meme about the friend zone between parallel universes led to the discovery of a malevolent entity lurking in the space between realities, waiting for a chance to break through. Zora found herself leading a task force to address this interdimensional threat. Armed with an arsenal of scientific knowledge, terrible puns, and the power of galactic unity forged through shared laughter, they prepared to face the greatest challenge the universe had ever known. As she stood on the bridge of the GMV, Galactic Mean Vessel, dank matter, Zora looked out at the swirling cosmic maelstrom before them. The fate of all reality hung in the balance, and the key to salvation lay in the most unlikely of weapons, the power to make the multiverse laugh in the face of oblivion. "All right, team," Zora announced, her voice filled with determination. "Let's show this interdimensional party pooper why they call us the Meme Team Supreme. Prepare the Rickroll cannons and ready the Doge shields. It's time to boldly meme where no one has memed before." As the GMV dank matter plunged into the reality rift, Zora couldn't help but smile. Who would have thought that humanity's greatest contribution to the galaxy would be teaching it how to find humor in the cosmic chaos of existence? The battle for reality was about to begin, and the universe would never be the same again. The Memeverse Paradox. As the GMV dank matter hurtled, as they ventured deeper into the Memeverse, they encountered pockets of pure, concentrated meme energy. A swarm of moth lamp memes nearly overloaded their shields, while a particularly potent Big Chungus anomaly threatened to collapse their warp core. Wait a minute, Zara mused, studying the chaotic patterns on the main screen. There's a pattern here. It's almost like what, Captain? X6 chimed, its crystalline structure vibrating with anticipation. Like a cosmic shitpost. Zara exclaimed, her eyes lighting up with realization. This isn't just random meme chaos. It's a message. Using the ship's advanced memetic decryption algorithms and a healthy dose of human intuition, Zara began to decipher the swirling madness around them. Slowly, a coherent message emerged. Lol, you made it this far. Epic gamer moment. But can you survive the ultimate roar? What is love? The crew exchanged bewildered glances. Is the fabric of reality challenging us to solve a meme? Blorp asked, its form quivering with disbelief. Zora's mind raced. This was it. The key to saving the multiverse lay in solving this riddle. But what could the answer be? Suddenly, a mischievous grin spread across Zora's face. Oh, you cheeky universe, she chuckled. I know exactly what you want. With a dramatic flourish, Zara reached for the ship's communication console. Her fingers flew across the controls, and suddenly, the speakers of the GMV dank matter erupted with sound. Baby boy, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me, no more. The memeverse exploded into a riot of color and sound. Rick Astley appeared on every surface, never giving up and never letting down. 9 cats streaked across the void, leaving rainbow trails in their wake. And at the center of it all, a colossal, glowing Uno reverse card materialized. We did it! Zara shouted over the cacophony of a billion memes, reaching critical mass. We out-memed the memeverse. As the light and sound reached a crescendo, reality itself seemed to hiccup. The GMV dank matter was enveloped in a blinding flash, and then silence. Zara opened her eyes to find herself and her crew back in normal space, the familiar stars of the Milky Way twinkling around them. On the view screen, a message appeared. GGWP. Universe REBOOTET. Teanos no longer feels so good. A cheer went up from the crew. They had done it. They had saved reality itself with the power of memes. As news of their victory spread across the galaxy, Zara found herself hailed as a hero. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session to recognize her achievements. Zara Martinez, the Arcturian representative, intoned, its thought form pulsing with admiration. You have not only revolutionized our understanding of science, but have now saved the very fabric of reality. How can we ever repay you? Zara grinned, the weight of her accomplishments finally sinking in. Well, she said, a twinkle in her eye, I wouldn't say no to a small planet. Maybe we could call it Memeth. The council erupted in laughter, a sound that echoed across the cosmos. As the galaxy spun on, a new age dawned, one where the power of human creativity, humor, and the eternal art of the meme would forever shape the destiny of all sentient life. And somewhere, in a small corner of the newly christened planet Memeth, a statue was erected. It depicted Zara, striking a heroic pose, with the inscription, "Here stands Zara Martinez, she came, she saw, she mend, and the universe will never be the same." As visitors from across the cosmos flocked to see this monument, they couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and an irresistible urge to create a meme about it. For in this bright new future, to meme was to be, and being was just the start of the next great cosmic joke. The universe, it seemed, had finally learned to laugh at itself, and it was good.